Hey guys, Sunday Slockars here. I just wanted to tell you where we've been, and although this podcast was supposed to be about why the Slockar track failed, Amanda and I are instead just going to be talking about, well, what happened and why we didn't post last week. So, first things first, we said we are going to do an HO track, and guess what ended up happening?
Oh, my brain's a flur. I can't even remember. It was bad.
My freaking. First off, I spent forever restoring the HO track. Like, even the new AFX track was just had some little corrosion on it. It was just not gonna work. The classic truck had already restored. It needed to be touched up. It wasn't that bad, but it took a long time. And, I'd been down there for a few months, especially the newer HO track, which is kind of ironic. That's the thing that I just had to kind of go over. That was a nice. What would you say? That was probably a day project because
Maybe a couple days.
yeah, it was. It's a big track. Like I'm excited to do it, but it just was not in the cards. And the reason it did not get posted this week was because my mom ended up moving in. And our home is a 3-bedroom home, but two rooms are merged into one. So I have a giant bedroom. So my mom's staying in the living room. So her stuff's in the living room. And there's no place to put the HO track anymore. Like, unless I felt like taking apart the 132nd track or putting on top of the 132nd track. But a little trade secret here, guys.
We're not doing it.
Well, yeah, we're not going to do it, but we also use a wide angle lens. And that's why you see the whole track. But the quality isn't as good when you do wide angle. And so it wouldn't have, you're not going to be able to see those HO cars. Like, you're not going to be able to see the track clear on black track. Like, black AFX on black Carrera, forget it. You wouldn't see it. So we're postponing that. That one's not such a big deal. We also, so we had a lot of problems. So then the other thing that happened last week was we were going to race Smoking the Bandit. That was supposed to be last week's race. So I started weight balancing, and the Trans Am was so rough. It was dying. I ended up I think I messed up. I think I put in too much engine lubricant. Not engine lubricant, just lubricant. But I wiped the remnants on the tip of the engine. You're not supposed to do that, but I like to do that just to keep that part from wearing down. And the problem with doing that was that there was too much that time. I knew I did it, but the engine was struggling. So when that happens, what I did was, and this has happened to me before, but that was way before when I first started doing this. Okay. So what I did was I held it above the track. Like the brushes were still in contact, but the back wheels were off. And I just ran it for a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. I was upstairs when you did that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, look, this is either going to burn off the engine, the excess engine, or it's going to kill it. But either way, I need to get this thing going. So the police car also took a while to weight down. Like get the weight perfect. The Trans Am, to be honest, it needs more.
Yeah.
It needs more balancing. It needs. Yeah, now that the engines come back to life, I feel like I need to do my load tests again, or at least a different distribution. I ended up putting an even amount of weight on the front and the back, but I mean like the very front and the very back. And the problem with that is it made the car really top heavy, and it can barely go over that bank curve.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so you should go watch that race if you haven't already. Needless to say, I do plan on weight balancing the other cars, but that's gonna have to wait. But it's such a pain, you know. In a sense, I'm gonna say this: I kind of wish I hadn't taken out the magnets.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to say it.
I did.
We had like one drink the other night, and he was like, "You can't bring this up again, Amanda. You can't bring it up." But I regret doing it.
I took out the magnets. I took out the magnets because the police car sucks so much. But at the end of the day, if you take a look at all my costs, the police car, it's not as bad. I'll say that. It did even out the racing. But I could have used it as a pace car or something. Like, it's not like I couldn't have just got another car. But on the other hand, I did have to do it for the business because people were not going to be able to crash with those magnetized cars. That'd be too much. So,
Physics would not have worked out for us,
sure.
from what you explained to us.
I didn't explain anything. Yeah, I didn't explain anything to viewers. So viewers, the problem with magnets is that it's not necessarily the car's speed if you have catch vents and everything, but just imagine them like magnetized running into each other full speed. Some kid stops dead, like at the end of the long 20-foot straight we had. The boom. you're going to get some cracked chassis. You're just going to have a lot more damage. It just made way more sense to take out the magnets completely.
You wanted to take him out for drifting, too.
It's kind of fun. It is a nice change. But the weighing it down, like getting the weights down and stuff, like would I want to do that again with 132s? Not really. If you want to have even racing, just honestly, just buy a set with like the same car, like the what's it called, Final Victory or something for the 124, the newest set. It has two Porsches that are the exact same car but different paint schemes. That's the kind of set you want, honestly. I mean, if you want variety, I don't know what to say. Like that needs another video on its own. But I'm just telling you, I personally would not take out magnets. It's just really not a good time. Okay, so my mom had to move in. By the way, I had to bring this up. Mom had to move in because of the certain virus going around, and I can't say the name, and I'm not going to. And I'll tell you why. Because YouTube just sent a notification that they don't have human moderators anymore, so stuff's gonna be like flagged like crazy. And usually I'm sensitive to that, but I mean usually I'm not sensitive to that, but in this case I don't want to be like overly penalized or get a bad rating on their hidden system they don't want to admit they have. So yeah, so my mom moved in from because of the virus, but some good thing that happened because of this virus was that we had some pretty good sales. Like, that's one of the reasons this isn't going to be a negative video about that slot car track. About our public slot car track, like about a business failing. It's pretty hard to... I want to get into like a rant mindset, right? When I make this, I want it to be exciting. And that's just not going to happen. Good silence from Amanda. I'm editing that silence down completely. But what do you think?
About the sales?
No, about making a video about the business right now. Like, it's not worth. You wouldn't want to do that right now. You wouldn't want to make that a video. we're too pleased with the sales. I mean, Amanda's never happy, ever. But trust me, I had like the entire base and spare room was full of stuff, and it's almost all gone. Like, I could seriously move that stuff somewhere else in the basement. I could start work on that spare room for one of the girls when they get older.
Oh, that's down the line.
That is down the line. I'm just saying, though, it's ready.
You're going to procrastinate that, so...
No, I'm not.
Which is okay by me.
Okay, let's get back to slot cars here. So, and the other thing is, I can never get away from bridges. So, Slot Car Space Solutions, which you should totally check out, had a contest for, like, the best track and where you put... Watchtower or something like that. I don't remember. Needless to say, I don't remember because I didn't freaking win. I did not win first prize. I got like second, third, or fourth. We're going to say second because I'm sure that was in no particular order how he labeled those things. I think he just went down the list because it was the same way. We were totally second, guys. Don't question it. I feel like I was a little too polite with the message I wrote. I was like, Amanda, you can't, like, it was free, so don't bitch. And I put a little X, and that's what won me the bridge. We ended up winning a freaking bridge. So I had to build the bridge and paint the bridge. I'm going to do a review of that when I get it.
Hopefully soon, because this was just recent. But you sent him our address today, I think, or was that yesterday?
It was today. We won yesterday. Well, technically we won today. It was at midnight, our time, when the contest closed and he picked the winners. So I didn't even get a good sleep last night. I wasn't even excited, but I'm like, but because of this stupid virus, all I can do is just stay inside. So it's like anything I get, it's like jail. It really is. It's like you look at these prisoners and they're excited to get little fruit cakes. You know what I mean? Like I don't mean like, you know, I don't mean like a piece. You know, like not like a human being, but like an actual like little fruit cake or something sweet, like little rewards. They get all hyped about, but you look up from the outside, you're like, well, that's pretty stupid. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting a nice bridge. I can't wait to do something new. Because if this lasts months, I'm telling you guys right now, like my other hobby is painting Warhammer models, and I'm like really nervous because I feel like those are going to get done super fast. I don't have that much. Like a lot of people have piles of plastic, and I'm like, my stuff's getting done pretty good.
Well, you'll keep finding something to do with them.
Not really. I don't want to get into Warhammer. Anyways, the point is, I want a bridge. That was it. I really hope that this coronavirus thing just goes away. I'm gonna have to censor what I said there. I'm gonna just like cut that C word out and then just make it virus. So, you got anything to say? You haven't really said anything.
Sorry, guys. Mustn't be very talkative. It's been more you, but it was fun shooting that other video, doing some racing there.
Yeah, I can't wait to get the Lola. Like, I'm really looking forward to that one. I guess one other thing we could talk about, because, I don't really want this to be like 10 minutes. I'd rather this be at least 15, is I get super jealous of Scalextric's NASCARs. I do. But the thing is, they're 132. And I thought to myself, I'm like, well, if you're so jealous of the NASCARs, why don't you collect the Formula Ones? Because we have Formula Ones, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. I feel like I want to race you with them again, just kind of see how much I like it.
Well, we can't. Obviously, we have them.
I don't know why you're sighing. It's like 5 minutes.
What I don't like is how the front piece always
breaks off.
Well,
you can race without the front pieces, but I think it makes a difference to have that extra.
Well, it's aerodynamics, right? But what if it comes off? Then you're like, okay, let's stop the race. Let's put it back on. Oh, it came off again. Okay.
I guess. I also kind of went down in the basement, and I was like going to be building different tracks and stuff for the channel, because I know it gets boring seeing the same track all the time, but I got news for you guys. This is for fun. This is more like a hobby for me. I don't think I'm going to be getting rich off of slot cars videos, so I'm really not going to change it. I kind of decided today. I looked down.
Except when we reach the 100, there's going to be some changes.
Well, yes. When we reach 100, I'm going to expand it. And you know what? I shouldn't say that. I should just say I'm not going to be changing it that often, and that's going to be primarily the track I'm going back to. Like, I do plan on doing some other things, but
it is a fun layout.
Yeah, I feel like we got it perfect. I'm just gonna quickly go over what I love about our track, see what your thoughts are, and then we'll end the video.
Sure.
So, the first thing I really love is we have a pretty long straight. I think the track's 17.5 feet long.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so that's a pretty respectable straight. I remember somebody say it's not gigantic, but it's big enough. And I'm thinking in my head, well, Jesus, it's a pretty good sized track. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that far off from the 20 feet we had at the flea market. Because at the flea market, our 20 feet track, there was a gap at the end. So it wasn't really a 20-foot long straight. It was more like 19.
Just the table was 20 feet.
Yeah, just the table.
But I could see maybe people liking being able to hold on the trigger for a longer period of time, maybe. Like, then they just want that speed.
So the other thing I like is I do like how it's like the 30-degree turns all the way around, because a lot of times it's expensive. It's expensive hobby, guys. I know how it is. So you have to, you don't want to buy an extra pack of turns so you don't have a 1x60 in it, right? Like, we have a lot of turns is all I'm trying to say, a lot of turn radiuses. So that goes around, and then you get a double lane change, which is like the perfect time for a double lane change, because you had to slow that way down to go around the turn, but not fully slow. It's not like you're going by like braking like the 1x60s. The only thing I don't like is the exit right there. So there's that other 30-degree turn that starts to go downward before the check lane, and I just feel like it's too sharp. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't feel the same, because
there's just a lot of crashes. There's just a lot of crashes there. It's like a challenging spot in the track, and it really shouldn't be challenging.
What's wrong with the little challenge?
Well, we have a little challenge. So then the check lane's also in a good spot, although the check lane kind of screws us because you can't really put another lane changer in there. There's only going to be the 2 double lane changers. So you go down, you hit another 30 degrees, and then you have I think it's a 1x60, and I don't remember if I followed up with another 30 or not, 2x30 or not, but whatever, there's that little section. You head down it. Then when you hit, and this is the problem I have with the last layout. This is another problem. I used to have a lane changer there, like a curved lane changer, but again, because the lane changer is 1x60, you had to like right stop on that little straight, and it just, if you have enough skill, you can go top speed. This is how I beat you. Because right at those corners, you got that little straight, right? You go top speed, and then it leads into another 30 degrees, and then there's two 1x60s in that turn. So you get enough time to slow down, and it buffers you to slow down. And the skill is really, when do you speed up when you leave that turn?
Yeah.
Then it's a straight, and then you hit that nice 3x30 bank curve. And I love the 3x30 bank curve with the 124s, like the ones that you go full throttle over. Because technically, I think that if you're going full throttle over that 3x30, we have a longer straight on our current track, if you consider that a straight. I do. Because there's more straights in front of that bank curve than we had originally. So that'll be even sweeter when we hit that 100 subs, because then we're going to really have a much longer feeling straight than the market itself.
Yeah, because I do find that when you go on the banked curve, they can go full speed.
Not with all the cars, not with the magnetless.
The most of the time, anyway.
So that's probably what really bugs me, that I took out the magnets, because I'm like, those cars could have definitely done 100% speed off the turn. But I know even if I trued the tires and I had the weight right, it will not work magnetless. Those cars need something extra to stick onto that track there.
Well, lesson learned.
Yeah, really, I guess I don't have an argument to that. 132nd scale racing was always going to be worse feeling than 124 anyway. So I'm not losing sleep over it, but it's just something to consider there, guys, that, maybe going magnetless isn't going to be as fun and cool as you think. It's going to be cool at first, but then you're like, you lose the magnets, they go all over the place, parts are all over the place. Just don't do it. Like, really think about it before you do it.
For those that are already racing, what is your opinion on this topic? Do you think it's much more fun with or without the magnets? Was that a bad decision?
I'm going to say this. The issue is, if we went to a public track, like a wood track, they have to be magnetless. Very few tracks are going to use magnetized copper. Most of them are using like a braid, and there's no magnet traction. So the stock tires are shit on stock cars. I need you to understand that.
But you wouldn't have to necessarily take the magnets out.
No, you could leave the magnets in, but what are you going to do with the tires? You'd have to swap them out for some Paul Gauge every single time, and I don't know if you want to do that to your car.
Unless again, people just have designated cars for when they do the wood track, maybe.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know you don't know. So, yeah, that's the thing, is if you, like, I guess, like, there's, like, an argument to and fro. I don't know. Maybe I'm just pissed off because I have to take out I got to do this freaking weight balancing all this time. Way too long. Speaking of way too long, so is this vlog. So, we'll see you again, hopefully next week. Well, I mean, hopefully see you again soon. I have no idea. This podcast is definitely coming up Monday. I forget it's Sunday. Sorry, guys. I'm losing track of my days because of the virus. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Like and sub.